welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about the brand new Galaxy Buds Plus. I've been using them for the last 48 hours. At the Samsung Unpacked event, they announced these guys as well as the Galaxy S20 line of devices, the Galaxy Z Flip, but surprise, surprise, on the way out, they actually handed out, they handed this to everybody that attended the show, a pair of Galaxy Buds Plus that are going to retail for about $150, and of course, they're going to go on sale starting tomorrow. This is TK, this is my review of the brand new Galaxy Buds Plus. Let's check them out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. Now the packaging is very simple, pretty much Galaxy Buds Plus. There's 3 different colors that I'm showing you guys right there, and I personally, if I had to choose, I would probably go with the blue ones. Those are going to be my favorite as far as just the color aspect. But there's white ones, blue ones, and obviously the black ones. All 3 are going to be available. Again, $149 starting on sale tomorrow on Amazon and Samsung's website, and I think most retailers. But I'll give you guys a link in the description below if you'd like to check them out right away. As far as the specifications, we're rated to have 11 hours worth of playtime. This is on a full charge, and of course you can charge it one more time with the case to up to 22 hours. Clear, basically beautiful, rich sound. Triple microphones for clear voice calls, as well as Qi compatible charging. This one's pretty similar to what we had last year. So Qi charging was there. Last year's setup has only 2 microphones. This year we've upgraded it to 3 microphones, and of course now we better basically integration with the speaker and the tweeter built in there for rich sound. But 11 hours of playtime is definitely something that is very, very good. And I can tell you right now, since I've actually been using them for the last couple of days, I've only had to basically charge the case one time to 100%, and I still haven't had to actually basically drain the entire system. But as far as what comes in the box, it's pretty simple. The buds themselves come inside of their own case. You open them up, and you can pretty much see here that some of the aesthetical changes here is that now we have the left and right indicators here that we did not have with the original buds. So you'll notice here's the casing for the original buds. You'll notice just very simple. You do get the right and left with the color, but you don't have that there. Now it's actually kind of look like they're buttons, but they're not real. And of course, you get to see basically that the color on the inside is all white as opposed to where we had blue here, even though these were the white ones. Other than that, we have a USB-C to USB-A cable to be able to charge our device, and that comes in basically right there wrapped, and of course a few additional ear tips and ear rings, as the actual Galaxy Buds themselves have a 2-piece rubber casing. There's the actual ear tip here, and then of course there's this piece that you're able to change in case it doesn't fit your the contour of your ear correctly. But other than that, I think that's it. The case itself, no other stuff inside. You can actually use these if you'd like to customize them. But other than that, let's go ahead and dive into the actual buds and the new updated app. So when we compare both the Galaxy Buds, so this one is the existing model, the Galaxy Buds, and these are the Plus, you'll notice that the microphone opening here at the top is a little bit smaller than the one we had back there. We still have that little button-shaped thing. The wings are pretty much the same. We have an additional microphone present here at the top that we don't have here on the original Galaxy Buds. As far as the actual pin connectors and the basically the proximity sensor that we have here, as well as one of the other microphones, everything is still there. In fact, you can actually take the new Galaxy Buds Plus, put them in the existing case, in basically the old case, and they'll charge. So overall, the casing for the most part works either way, but basically the best way to do it is obviously keep them together. Case-wise, it is a little bit thinner, so if you compare this one is just ever so slightly thinner than what you had with the original Galaxy Buds, but they're both still super pocketable and very easy to use. USB-C on the back for both of them, as well as wireless charging on the bottom, so you're able to charge them either via a Qi standard wireless charger or use reverse wireless charging on a Samsung compatible device to be able to charge them. So, and they're rated, actually they're saying is about a 10-minute charge, even with the new Galaxy S20 line of devices, should be able to get you up to an hour worth of music playback. So they're rated to basically charge quite fast. And opening the case automatically pairs them to the device that they last paired. Now these devices are actually going to start supporting multiple sources, which means we actually are able to switch between sources by just pressing and holding on both ear pieces at the same time. Let me show you guys the revamped application that comes with the brand new buds. To be able to use the Galaxy Buds, you need to use the Samsung application. Now this will work with both Android and iOS, but for the most part you just need to download the Wear application. So keep in mind, I have both of these buds connected to my phone. So I have the Galaxy Buds and the Galaxy Buds Plus. So whichever one I open should be able to pair directly. But I want to show you guys the existing app, the way it looks, and some of the aesthetical changes that they did with the Galaxy Buds Plus. So let's go ahead and open up the original Galaxy Buds. I'll give them a second and I'll switch over to that. And it should connect directly to my phone since they're both paired to, and again, this is not a Samsung phone, this is the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren edition, and that's the reason why I want to show this, because it'll work with any other Android device just as fine. The aesthetics are pretty much the same. You get the battery level as well as basically just the ability of seeing which earpiece is basically charged to 100%. You can configure the sound based on the EQ. You can turn it on the EQ and turn it off, and then configure it to between bass, boost, soft, dynamic, clear, and time. And you'll notice there's no additional configuration for pass-through, because once we switch over to the new one, you'll see configuration for notification, touch sensitivity, ambient sound. You're able to turn it on and use it once it's actually in the ear. You can't actually set it up unless it's inside the ear. And of course, find my earbuds, about, and of course, just overall about Galaxy Wearable. That's the application itself. So let's go ahead and close these guys. It'll disconnect right away. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the other buds. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Galaxy Buds Plus. And I'm going to open up the case. First and foremost, right out of the box, you'll notice, so my battery here on the case is down to about 11%. Again, I've been using them for 48 hours, and my buds still can go for basically 11 hours, roughly 11 hours, without any problem. The actual buds themselves are at 100%, and you can see the indicator here, so it's a little bit green. You can kind of see it right there. The new option here is the ambient sound. Now you can turn it off. If you turn it on, you're able to configure it between low, medium, and high. I leave it at medium, and it enables actually a really good pass-through functionality using the 3 new microphones that we get here. The equalizer is still pretty much here, except that we don't have a way of actually turning it off anymore. It's either on, and basically you configure which one you want to get into. Notification, touchpads, advanced options here takes us into using ambient sound during calls if you'd like to use that. So basically it doesn't try to do too much noise isolation, and what it does essentially is just allow some of the outside noise to come in. For notifications, you can go in there and turn on notifications so that whenever you're wearing them, you'll start getting notified of when new notifications come through, and it'll basically announce them for you. Last but not least is touchpad. You can go in there and customize it. So single tap, basically double tap, takes in play next or answer a phone call and hang it up. Triple tap to play previous track. And of course, touch and hold enables to basically for you to use either hang up on the call or even configure it to basically go and work as basically initiating the assistant. There is a tips and manual option. You can go in there and customize it, but overall, the last thing I wanted to share with you guys here is under labs. They have a couple of options here is to be able to raise and reduce the volume. So it basically double tapping the earbud edge enables you to basically raise or reduce the volume. And then of course, extra high ambient volume basically jumps directly into extra high. So in case you're in a situation where you need to be able to be very alert but don't want to take the earbuds out of your ear, you can turn those two options out of the labs. You notice these are things that we just don't have access to. Even the ability of seeing how much battery we have in the case is something that is brand new to the Galaxy Buds Plus. And as far as using these guys, it's pretty simple. Putting them in is the exact same way we did them with the original Galaxy Buds. These are in ear, and again, there's the tips here for it to actually sit in. So you kind of insert and turn, so in and turn. Very simple, very easy. And depending on the color, you'll basically see it. Now for me, you can kind of see it because the white ones always stand out. And of course, the second one, you can just go in. And one thing you want to be aware of, obviously, is there is no noise cancellation or noise reduction. Because they're in ear, generally by default, they'll generally just dampen some of the sound coming in. The reason why we have ambient options in here is so that we can actually hear things the way they're intended. Now you notice my volume did not go up even though I actually put them in because I have ambient sound turned on. And that's that functionality that I showed you guys at the beginning of the option. I have it set at medium, which means for the most part I should be able to hear things the exact same way I was talking before. You can let me know in the comments below if you guys think my volume did go up when I put them in. But other than that, I can pretty much just configure the audio on these the way I want them. Basically configure the EQ based on the music that I'm listening to. So let's go ahead and start off some music in here. And I'm not going to raise the volume too high because these are in ear. The audio on this does not need to be super high for us to get it. So on the phone, I'm going to leave it about 50%, and I'm going to go ahead and start playing some music. I am going to play some non-copyrighted music mostly because I'm not sure if this is going to leak into the audio here. So if it doesn't, then we should be fine. So let's go ahead and play NCS, and we'll play Invisible. So the audio experience on the Galaxy Buds was really nice for what they offered us, and the Galaxy Buds Plus do obviously improve on that. So the audio is definitely better. You do need to make sure to use the right ear tip for the headphones. So when you put them in the first time, see how they fit, and if it feels like it's a little bit loose, change it to the next size, either the wing or the actual tip itself. For me, I ended up having to switch to the larger ones, and I kept the wings for the medium size. So that worked best because that's how my ear size is, and you just need to have to find the right one for you. Overall, as far as audio quality, even in a very loud environment, last night I was with my son, he was swimming, and it was a very loud pool, and I was still able to basically hold the conversation very clearly. The microphones do improve the audio. So the additional microphone that we added in here does improve basically audio quality for phone calls. Now, for music, of course, everything is built in inside of the actual unit itself. We do have Spotify integration, which is also very nice to be able to start up like a playlist automatically there. But let's go ahead and start the music. So single tap will turn it on. And you can kind of see right there, I'm going to just go show you guys what the screen looks like. I'm able to play music. I'm going to go ahead and skip. Now, does the exact same thing. I can change the audio, basically be soft, dynamic, clear, treble bass. Normal is pretty much more of like your normal level that you want to leave it and not have to worry about it. Bass boost does actually increase the bass. They're not going to be very big, like they're not very bassy, but they definitely work the way that you want them. So the audio is going to sound really good because of the fact that they're in ear. They're going to give you a much better sound isolation around the ear, actual ear canal, and the audio will sound much better. So not requiring us to actually go really high on the audio as far as the volume, although you are able to. Now keep in mind, some devices actually have Dolby integration to them. So like there's Dolby Atmos in here as far as my Galaxy, well, with my OnePlus 7T Pro or McLaren edition. So some of the EQ options that we have here may overlap, but overall the sound quality coming out of the buds is actually really good. Battery life, as I said, 48 hours, and I basically depleted the first initial charge out of my initial, the case itself is literally down to almost nothing, and the buds still have about 11 hours to go. They didn't actually go all the way to about 11 for me. They were about more like around 10 hours or so, like 9.5 to 10 hours, but it was mixed usage between getting out of the actual event, having them in my ear, working with them throughout the night, and then traveling with them and doing a whole bunch of things. So the experience, definitely very nice. If you don't currently own a pair of buds, I would recommend you definitely looking into these. Is it worth upgrading from Gen 1 to Gen 2? I'm probably going to say not really worth it. The benefits that we're getting here, obviously the longer battery life is really nice, and of course the additional microphone improves things. But the fact of the matter is we already have like $130 sunk in here, and this is going to be $150. So unless you really need to get an extra pair of headphones, I definitely recommend getting the Plus. Don't go for the originals. But if you already have one, I would definitely just say stick with them. I think the audio quality is definitely very good. The improvements that they've done is definitely basically a 1 gen up version. And of course, for the price point, you're getting really good fast charging on the wire and fast wireless charging. And of course, the fact that they actually look really nice and the colors are really, really cool. Personally, I would have preferred the blue one, but you know, they gave us the white ones. I'm not going to say no. Range on this is also really good. I was able to go a couple of rooms away and the audio did not cut off. So audio quality, really good for phone calls, for music, good functionality, a lot of different things you can do with this, and it does actually pair to multiple different devices, as well as having Spotify integration. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the brand new Galaxy Buds Plus, and will you be considering getting these guys if you don't already have the original ones? And if you do, please make sure to check out that link in the description below to basically get it directly from Amazon. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.